Hello and welcome to volume 2 of the second video I'm doing for, what did I call the fucking videos? Hello there and welcome to the second video, volume 2, tripping over my shoe. Well done, volume 2 of tripping over your shoe. No, this was it worth buying? Is it worth buying? Now, as a massive collector of films, memorabilia and all that kinds of shit and jazz, all the way from back in the days of VHS to the beyond, and living and working in it for a long time as well, there's a fountain of knowledge in here, and as I try not to buy stuff going into June of 2021, I'm taking stuff and what I've got, reflecting it, revisiting it, not trying to do a review random or just ranting away. I'm going, right, is this worth owning? Justifying it to myself. Now, this one is the Steven Seagal box set. Now, the first one I did was the Sylvester Stallone box set, and this is by Warner Brothers, so these are literally brother and sister, while Steven Seagal was never in the Expendables coin. Now, this was a good buy. Now, last night I actually ripped it getting off the shelf. Look at that, gutted. Now, Steven Seagal is a massive action star. There's no doubt in that. The other day, a guy walked up to me and asked for, have you got the new Steven Seagal movies? General Command and Beyond the Law, with DMX, rest in peace. So yeah, Steven Seagal he's always going to be popular, and you can see why. Now, last night I watched Hard to Kill, that is in that box set, Mason Storm, and that was one of the very first ones I ever seen. Now, back in the day, Under Siege, this movie is probably my favourite Steven Seagal movie ever. I often get drunk, wake up, and Under Siege will be on the television. There's just something about the golden era of the 90s VHS run. Under Siege was the top bollocks. And my point, Steven Seagal, huge. And I don't think he's ever been as big. That was just a fucking monster of a movie. And we got like Under Siege 2 years later. My biggest thing with that is it really suffers from not having a very great bad guy in it. Gary Busey was meant to come back. Like, he's definitely dead, Carl. No matter what Carl's fun facts say on the podcast, he's definitely dead. But yeah, as I say, Steven Seagal would start to burn a few bridges on Deadly Ground, was directed by him, and then obviously a disastrous executive decision or whatever happened with that. But he's made that many movies. I mean, just look at The Patriot, not the one with Mel Gibson, and the poppies flying from the sky, like, whoa. He's still a household name. No matter if he thinks he's in the shallows, no matter if you think what he's doing with his guitar, no matter what you say about his weight, it's the only one about his fucking running. This guy will get you a movie financed just for him, no matter how much of a nightmare he might be on set. I've just heard that. But you've got to look back at like why to buy this box set. Now, for me personally, what you get Steven Seagal, mush on the front. Hiya, you're right. Seagal box set. It's 5 discs. Originally retailed at $9.99, now creeping around about the $12.99 mark since I bought this. You know, inflation and stuff like that over the years. As I said, part 1. Under Siege and Under Siege 2. Now, when this came out, this was the only way to get Under Siege and Under Siege 2 on Blu-ray. They have since been released as a little box set. That'll set you back about $7 to $8.99 each. Hard to Kill. And then we've got Nico, Above the Law. It's been years they've been trying to make a Nico 2. And Executive Decision. Now, I did have a Nico already. I collect the black box spine Warner Brothers collection. Stuff like Bloodsport, Lost Boys, Gremlins, The Obvious Suspects, Highlander is a Warner Brothers movie, but it's not a black box. But yeah, there's a few Steven Seagals knocking around. As I say, Under Siege, love it. Under Siege 2 could have been a bit better. Executive Decision, I remember Steven Seagal's mush on the front cover, and then I got rid of him. Like, I'm not getting on the plane unless you give me that coin. Right, you're dead. Like, does Steven Seagal just die there? Yep, he's dead. Definitely dead. And then, whew. I honestly think, like, On Deadly Ground should have been on this box set. Like, it's a mental. Now, Executive Decision, I don't think it's ever been released on Blu-ray on its own. Nico is definitely not. And the HMV premium range sort of warrants and leans towards Warner Brothers titles, a lot of them. So I was expecting On Deadly Ground to creep out eventually. And if a new Nico was to be made, I could see Nico being chucked out. But again, watching Hard to Kill last night. So, Mason Online too. Cheesy, great. Love the font, looked good, but like you can see Steven Seagal, there's loads of like weird whoosh, like there's some weird editing going on. I was like, and then he's like, you can see Seagal, he's like, no, and like when his wife gets shot, he's like, and then he said cuddle in. I was like, this is a bit cheesier than I remember. It's no Marked for Death. Obviously, Seagal went off to Fox. Marked for Death's a fucking bitchin' ass film. Danny Trejo running at the front, and fucking crazy ass Scarface. Is it Scarface? Screwface. Fucking twin, fucking creepy ass, fucking Jamaican, fucking voodoo guy. It's like fucking that gave me nightmares as a kid. That was the one. That was the one you just couldn't get. Like Nico Hard to Kill I had on VHS, and then you had like Under Siege, and then it was like, oh, that Marked for Death, and that's the one you couldn't see because and he said Nicolas Cage there. When fucking Seagal exploded over in the UK, fucking huge, man, huge, and he's made some fucking weird films since. There's an outtake about that. But when it talks about this box set, totally worth it. Anyone's action fan, get the Under Siege 1 and 2 and Hard to Kill. It's only going to get Hard to Kill on Blu-ray. And then Nico Not Be Good 2 or Executive Decision, but Kurt Russell's in there, you know. Big Trouble in Little China, you know, Jack Burn, holding the reflexes. Big cast as well on that. And again, I still see that the weird one about that. Under Siege, no extra features. Under Siege 2, no extra features. Hard to Kill has a trailer. Nico Above the Law. It doesn't. As I say, these don't really go into much. It's an 18 rated. As I say, you can still pick that up today, and that is worth buying. I'm gutted I've split the box. But yeah, as I say, if I really get smashed, some nights I'm either going to wake up and it's either going to be The Thing, The Lost Boys, Under Siege is in the top, The Predators 1 and 2, or Aliens. It'll be proper going back to that era of my childhood, that safe haven of just having a couple of old VHSs on the shelf, taped off TV or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll see you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
Okay, the outtake is there is another Steven Seagal collection, and this is a one to avoid. This has got The Keeper, Driven to Kill, and Born to Raise Hell. Steven Seagal did a bit of a series, and Casper's not here. I just want to point out Casper was the one in the last video who had said that Cobra had never been released in the UK. Casper is a fountain of knowledge, and he totally dropped the ball. So the guy on YouTube would comment saying, it has been released, and I was like, yep, you're right, it has been released. So, but yeah, The Keeper still sells. It's always got the cap and looking after the girl. I can't remember the other two films. I fucking watched them. That's like a kind of Fight Factory and Born to Raise Hell. Seagal did a series in America, and when they came out in England, they're all just got polished up and just to look like typical Steven Seagal films. Until Casper went, they're a series in America. And I was like, okay, calm down, Casper. But yeah, there's a couple in there I think are part of that series. It's an 18 rated, free Blu-rays. I paid £1 for it, £8 But as I say, it's in there, it's in the collection. It's filed. But again, they're just totally, I can't remember even what they are. Wow, well done, Stephen. Just smashing stuff. Was it worth buying? Fucking that was, yeah. Oh man, I've just completely knacked that. Come on. There we go. And he said Jimmy Fix It then, and I still said Jimmy Fix It. I need to give that a bit more love. Was that worth buying? WrestleMania Limited Edition? Yep, it was. Right, so this is volume 2 of Was It Worth Buying? Is it worth buying? Anyone's a fan of Steven Seagal, definitely check out the first box set for your collection, and definitely avoid the second one unless you're a diehard. No, an Under Siege nut. But yeah, as I say, big box, got a quad of that somewhere. But yeah, fully rewound. Look at that, man. Warner Brothers back in the day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.